Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello dear students, welcome to another lecture, and in today's class we are going to start with another grammar topic, which is pronouns. Now what are pronouns? Pronouns are those words which are used in place of nouns. We all know what are nouns. We all have learned about nouns. We know that a noun can be common, it can be proper, it can be abstract, it can be material. So those words which we use in place of nouns, we call them pronouns. For example, words such as he, she, it, they, we, you, us, them, and so on and so forth. These are what? These are the pronouns. Now, a pronoun can either be a subject pronoun or it can be an object pronoun. As the name suggests, what is a subject pronoun? A pronoun which is used in the place of a subject. So, in the place of a subject is a subject pronoun, and a pronoun which is used in the place of an object is an object pronoun. Now, what do we mean by that? For example, Ram is very hardworking. What is my subject in this sentence? Ram. And what is the pronoun that I can use for Ram? He. So, he is very hardworking and he becomes my subject pronoun. Similarly, Ram and Shyam are playing together. So, who am I talking about? I'm talking about Ram and Shyam. They are plural. So, what pronoun do I use? They. So, they are playing together. Full stop. If I give you another example, me and my family are going to Shimla. What is my subject? Me and my family. What pronoun do we use for this? We are going to Shimla. So, those pronouns that we use in place of a subject are known as subject pronouns. On the other hand, if I talk about the object pronouns, for example, Jane saw Ram. Now, who is my object here? Ram. What pronoun can I use for Ram? So, Jane saw him. So, what is him? Him is my object pronoun. If I give you another example, Ram saw Nitin, Shyam and Kamal. So, who are my objects? Nitin, Shyam and Kamal. What pronoun will I use for them? Ram saw them. So them becomes my object pronoun. If I give you another example, give the book to Sohini. Who is my object over here? Sohini. So what am I going to use as the pronoun? Give the book to her. So basically, those pronouns that are used in place of subjects are known as subject pronouns, and those pronouns that are used in place of object are known as object pronouns. Now, there are various types of pronouns, but we are going to do only 3. So, types of pronouns that we'd be doing. First is a personal pronoun. Now, what is a personal pronoun? A personal pronoun is a pronoun which is used to replace a proper noun or a collective group of people or things. So those pronouns which are used to replace a proper noun or a collection of people or things, those pronouns are known as personal pronouns. For example, if I talk about people, so Jack and David are friends. Who are the people I am talking about over here? Jack and David. So what is the pronoun that I shall use? They. So I will write they are friends. If I give you another example, me and my friends are planning a party. So who are the people who are being talked about in this sentence? Me and my friends. What is the pronoun that I am going to use? We. So we are planning a party. Similarly, sentences such as I am very tired. So I, he is very smart. So he, she is very caring. So she, and so on and so forth. So he, she, it, they, we, I, these are all what? These are all the personal pronouns. Now the second type of pronouns that we are going to learn about are known as reflexive pronouns. Now what are reflexive pronouns? These are those words that show that the action of the subject reflects upon the doer. So whatever action the doer is doing, the subject is doing, its action is going to reflect upon it. This is the first thing. The second thing, reflexive pronouns will always end with self or selves. So you will always have either self or selves at the end of a reflexive pronoun. Now another thing to be kept in mind, reflexive pronouns are used as an object to the verb and refers to a person, animal, or thing that is the subject of the verb. So what does it mean? What have we learned about the reflexive pronouns? A reflexive pronoun will always tell us about the action of the doer. The action of the doer is going to reflect upon the doer himself or herself. Second, as I am just speaking, the reflexive pronouns will always end with either self or selves. And the last thing that we ought to keep in mind, that a reflexive pronoun is always used as an object to what? To the verb. Okay, so it is always an object to the verb, not to the subject but to the verb, and it refers to a person, an animal, or a thing that is the subject of the verb. So whatever is the subject of the verb, that subject will be referred to by a reflexive pronoun and it is used next to the verb. Okay, for example, now the examples will make it clearer to you. If I say, I saw myself in the mirror. What is my subject? I. What is my verb? Saw. And what is my reflexive pronoun? Myself. As you can see, A, this myself is used to talk about the subject, which is I, and B, it is used next to the verb because this is the object of the verb, so it will always be used next to your verb. If I give you another example, the captain himself decided himself to take that route. What is my subject? The captain. What is my verb? Decided. And what is my reflexive pronoun? Himself. Who is this word, this reflexive pronoun himself used for? It is used for the captain who's a male, so we use himself for it. And the reason why it is used next to the verb, because it is the object of the verb. If I give you another example, Mary hid herself behind the door. What is my subject? Mary. What is my verb? Hid. What is my reflexive pronoun? Herself. Why? Because herself is used for Mary, who is the subject, and B, it is used next to the verb, which makes it the object of the verb. If I give you another example, my parents decided themselves to buy a new car. Now, since here I am talking about parents who are plural, that is why it is selves, themselves, which is used. So, my parents is the subject, decided is the verb, and themselves is my reflexive pronoun, which is used for my parents, thus making it the object of the verb. So what is a reflexive pronoun? A reflexive pronoun is that word which is used to reflect upon the subject, and it acts as the object of the verb, which means it will always be used after the verb, and it will always end with either self or selves if the subject is plural. The last type of pronoun that we are going to talk about is known as emphatic pronoun. Now, emphatic pronouns, as the name suggests, are used for emphasizing on something. So, laying stress on something, we use the emphatic pronouns. These are the reflexive pronouns only. Or I can say that when the reflexive pronouns are used to emphasize the noun, they are known as the emphatic pronouns. So, as the name suggests, they are used to emphasize upon something, and B, emphatic pronouns are nothing but the reflexive pronouns which are used to emphasize on the noun. Now, what do I mean by that? Just look at the difference. I am going to draw two columns so that the usage of both reflexive and emphatic pronouns is clear to you. I decided myself to go there. This is a reflexive pronoun because the pronoun is used after the verb. Now, if we have to make this an emphatic pronoun, what do? I use the pronoun immediately after the subject. So, it becomes I myself decided to go there. So, you see the difference? Here it was preceded by a verb and here it is preceded by a subject. And why do we use emphatic pronouns when we have to lay stress on something? I myself decided to go there. Okay, so the stress is being laid on the subject. If I give you more examples, he made himself a new cake. So, this is a reflexive pronoun because it is preceded by a verb. If I change it to an emphatic pronoun, he himself made a new cake. Here, my pronoun is preceded by the subject. He himself made a new cake means nobody but he only did that. So, the emphasis is being laid on it. If I give you another example, they played themselves a new tune. Reflexive pronoun because the pronoun is preceded by a verb. Changing it to emphatic pronoun, they themselves played a new tune. So, here the pronoun is preceded by the subject, so it is an emphatic pronoun. If I give you another example, she designed herself a beautiful dress. Reflexive pronoun because the pronoun is preceded by a verb. She herself designed a beautiful dress. Here it is preceded by a subject, so an emphatic pronoun. So what is the difference between reflexive and emphatic? Reflexive pronoun will always be preceded by a verb because it is the object of the verb, whereas an emphatic pronoun will always be preceded by the subject because it is laying emphasis on the subject. So this is the clear distinction between them. And with this, my dear students, we come to the end of this topic. So we've taught you about what is a pronoun, what are personal pronouns and how do we use them in sentences, what is a subject pronoun, what is an object pronoun, and most importantly, the difference between a reflexive pronoun and an emphatic pronoun. So I am very sure that the topic is clear to you. I shall meet you all now in my next lecture. Thank you.